Yeah, I can't remember a time where I've seen it this bad. It's unbelievable. You know, sometimes it's a good idea to take a look up in the sky and really see what's going on. I'll leave it to your own judgment whether you believe in things like this, but it's amazing when I walk out of the house this morning and see what I see up in the sky today. It's quite shocking. I've never seen it this bad, but some people may not believe in this stuff, some people do, but when you look up and see these things with your own two eyes, it has to make you at least think, is there something going on? So quick video today, guys. I threw some clips in just to kind of show you the area I'm in. We're taking care of some appointments here in the Newport Beach, Laguna Beach area. And while I was down here, I wanted to shoot some video and just kind of show you what's going on and show you how the wealthy are living, how the top 1% are living. And as we're down here today, taking care of a couple appointments, really made me think about what's happening. Now, I didn't have a whole lot of time to go over the news today and what's happening, but something that did stand out with me is the Federal Reserve had to inject another $82 billion into the repo market this morning. So as everybody tells us how great everything is, ask yourself for the 100th time, how come the Fed is injecting hundreds of billions of dollars into this repo market? How come we have a liquidity crisis? And how come it's not going away? It's going to continue to go on. It's going to continue to get worse. We know that these markets now are addicted to these injections. This Ponzi scheme cannot function without the Federal Reserve injecting hundreds of billions of dollars into these repo markets literally on a weekly basis. And it's going to get worse. And as I'm down here right now coming to you from Laguna Beach, where it's all about the top 1%, the top 0.001%. Who's benefiting from these injections? Who's benefiting from the Ponzi scheme? It's these people right here. And it's going to be these same people who are going to take advantage of the biggest wealth transfer the world has ever seen. These people didn't get rich by being dumb. They didn't get rich by being lazy or asleep. Most of these people, I believe, are very aware of what's coming. And most of these people are going to take advantage of what is coming. And that's going to be the biggest wealth transfer the entire world has ever seen. They're going to take advantage of the fire sale that's going to come in real estate, whether that's residential, whether that's commercial, land. These people are going to take advantage of the real estate collapse, because these people have money, they have assets, and they have cash. And these are going to be the same people right now who are basically getting this bailout money, this quantitative easing, the helicopter money at the very top of the pyramid. These are the people that are taking advantage of it. And when this collapse happens, they're going to take advantage of the collapse also. And it's another reminder to you and I why we must act like a central bank, why we must act like the top 0.001%, because if you're not prepared for what's coming, you are going to lose your house. You're going to lose your cars. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to lose their lifestyles. And if you're one of these people living beyond your means, living off of a credit card, buying the $8 lattes instead of, taking that money and buying a hard asset like an ounce of silver, you are ill prepared for what's coming. These people, when you look up at the mountains right here, okay? Those people are literally living in castles, okay? And these are the people who have the advantage. They're getting the bailout money right now. These are the people in the stock market who have been absolutely prospering off the Ponzi scheme, okay? And these people are going to take advantage. Many of these people know exactly what's coming, and they're setting themselves up. You look at Warren Buffett, for example, parking $140 billion of cash on the sidelines. Why? Because he knows the sales are coming. He doesn't know exactly what day, doesn't know if it's going to be next week, next month, or next year, or 2 years from now. But he is preparing. As little as I like Warren Buffett, a guy that got one of the biggest bailouts after '08, but he understands what's coming on this next one, and he's going to be much more prepared than he was in 2008, and that's why you should be much more prepared. I know I'm going to be much more prepared for this next crash, which is going to make 2008 look like a Sunday school picnic. But over here, I'm in front of Las Brisas right here. Everybody's having dinner. The bar is full, and a lot of people here, not a care in the world. And I don't know how many of the people in here having dinner are really the top 1%. I know that the people up here in these hills are. This is your top 0.001% living up here. Anybody can eat dinner here. Anybody can use a credit card and have a cocktail. Many people I see on Facebook take pictures right here at Las Brisas that I know are dirt broke. And they post their lunch or their dinner and their Mai Tai and put it on Facebook. And I know these people are broke, but yet they try to look like they're rich. They try to look like these people up here, and they're far from it. These people up here are going to be prepared. Many of these people here may not be prepared, but that's not near or there. What really matters is what you're doing. Don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about what people are saying about you. Don't worry about what your friends or your family members are saying. Stay on track. People like this, sitting down, having their little glass of wine and their tacos. Look, it is. We are at a time now where we don't need to be impressing people on social media. We don't need to be impressing family members. We don't need to be complacent like so many people are. People think that just because the stock market continues to go up, went up today, I think we're up about 32, 33 points. But remember, they had to inject another $82 billion into this Ponzi scheme. These markets are on borrowed time. We're entering one of the most dangerous times in American history when it comes to finances. And many people right here around me have no idea that their lifestyle, that their standard of living is going to change literally overnight. Another big concern, well, people are out here having a good time. And again, there's nothing wrong having balance in your life. There's nothing wrong going out to dinner, enjoying a day at the beach. There's nothing wrong with that. But we are entering a crossroads here at a very dangerous time. Remember, the amount of baby boomers that are retiring now is going to create and fuel this massive pension crisis that is coming. We have so many people, baby boomers, retiring that are going to spend less money. More money going out now to pay for these people and their pensions than going in. What's going to happen here? Think about what is coming. We've never been in a place like this in the history of America or the history of the world. many of the baby boomers are going to be checking out. They're going to be spending less money. They're going to be downsizing in houses. We have millennials now moving back. I think about 38% of millennials have moved back with their parents. Most millennials cannot afford to buy a house. We have baby boomers now selling, downsizing. We're going to have problems. And we're going to have a pension crisis. And we're going to have a stock market crisis. And we're going to have a real estate crisis. We're going to have so many different crises taking place. And the scary thing is they're going to be happening at the same time. One crisis is going to blow up and it's going to set off another crisis. That's going to blow up and set off another crisis. And so you better really start getting your ducks in a row. And if you haven't started doing it, you're so far behind. But it's not too late. Start doing something today. Do you need that $8 latte? You probably don't. Put the cash away. Go buy some silver. Look, this bubble continues to get bigger and bigger. And the bigger it gets, the more dangerous it gets. And the more harm it is going to have on this country. So it's a beautiful day out here. I see a lot of complacency. I see a lot of people out here who are just tourists coming out and just having a nice day. But so many of these people believe it can't happen to them because they're in America. So many people have put all that trust in the financial institutions, the stock market, the banks, the government, believe that it's going to be calm and peaceful for the rest of their life. Many people are not going to have a pension down the road. Many people's stocks are going to be obliterated. Paper will be obliterated. And there are going to be many wealthy people, even up in those hills, who are going to be obliterated. But there's going to be a good percentage of them that are going to take advantage of things. And that's exactly what you and I need to do also. We have to set ourselves up to be able to take advantage of what's coming. We don't want to be a casualty or a victim. We want to survive, we want to prosper, and we want to grow our wealth and establish a future when this event occurs. This is going to be the biggest sale that we are ever going to see in our lifetime. And if you're not getting prepared for it, you're not going to be able to take advantage of it. You're not going to survive it or prosper. You're going to be obliterated like the masses. So do yourself a favor. Really start getting ready. Don't become complacent like the masses. Don't be asleep. Don't believe everything's going to be okay. And everything that you hear on the media, you know, when I watch Fox Business or I watch CNBC, all these business analysts, they are propping these markets up also because they're getting paid. The more they prop these markets up, the better they do, the more advertisement on CNBC, the more advertisement on Fox Business, the more advertisement on all these business shows. So these analysts and these hosts are making out like bandits also because of this Ponzi scheme. Everybody is making money off the Ponzi scheme until it blows up. And it's going to blow up. So, you know, get your house in order and make sure you're preparing, because at some point, things aren't going to be calm, peaceful, quiet, beautiful like this. They're going to be chaotic. So I was looking over some articles a little while ago, and something that stuck out was an article on Zero Hedge today. Mall vacancies at 2-decade high. So again, I see people out here, and we just see people just so complacent, yet mall vacancies are climbing. We actually saw probably more vacant commercial or retail businesses in Newport Beach today than I have seen in years, which wasn't a lot, but it was more than usual. And so that kind of stuck out a little bit. But mall vacancies at a 2-decade high, manufacturing in a recession. We look at what's happening in the auto industry, that's really slowed down. On the brink of recession. We look at what's happening in the trucking industry. We look at what's happening in shipping. We look at what's even looking at the slowdown in the service sector. Yet when we're out here, it's like nothing is going on. And I think so many people get frustrated because they read what's going on, they know what's going on, they look at their checking accounts, they look at their bills, they look at their standard of living. They see how much is going out and how much is coming in, and they realize something's wrong. But when they're out, they see this. Everything is fine. And it is for maybe the top 1%, maybe 10% of the country is doing well. But the other 90% obviously is suffering. And when we see what's happening with mall traffic and vacancies, and even out here, seeing a little bit more, a number of vacant retailers, it's not at an emergency level out here by any stretch of the imagination, but it is showing some signs that maybe some things are slowing down. But again, it's very, very easy to become complacent when you're watching other people, and we have to make sure that we don't put too much into that we don't care what other people are doing, because a lot of people are living on borrowed time. A lot of people look like they're living the good life. They're driving a nicer car than you, living in a bigger house, nicer apartment, eating out more often, eating at nicer restaurants. But they may have zero money saved up. They may have 5 credit cards, 10 credit cards. Their whole life is based on credit. They have no net worth. They have no preparation. They're ill prepared for an emergency. These are the people who are a paycheck away from that nice condo or that nice apartment or that nice house. They're a paycheck or two away from living in a tent. And I'm not joking when I say that. Literally, people today in America put on such a front because they can easily go out and lease a car, which is basically renting a car to impress who? To impress people at a stoplight or a stop sign, to impress people on Facebook. It's easy to go out and buy dinner on a credit card. It's easy to go rent a car. But the hard part is saying, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people think of me when I pull up at a stop sign. Look, me personally, I'm driving a 20-plus-year-old car, okay? 20 plus, I think it's 23 years old. And I don't care, okay? I'm secure with myself, and I understand that I have hard tangible assets, I have cash, and I have preparations. So I'm pretty secure with myself. So I don't care what people on social media think. I don't care what people at the stop sign or stoplight think, about my old 23-year-old car. It gets me from point A to point B, and I'm quite happy with that. But in the meantime, it allows me the freedom to keep buying silver, allows me the freedom to keep buying gold, and it allows me the freedom to keep stockpiling cash. So we have to make choices. Is it more important to impress people, or is it more important to impress yourself and take advantage of this opportunity to get prepared? Look, there's going to be plenty of time for fun, games, and parties after this crash, okay? Right now is not that time. Right now is the time to make the sacrifices, drive an older car. Maybe you live in a smaller apartment or a smaller house, but you take that and use it as an advantage to put that cash away to acquire assets and preparations. And that goes for food, water, security, and everything that goes with that. So think about that. Do you need to rent a Mercedes? Do you need to rent a Lexus to impress people? Does that make you feel better? What makes me sleep good at night and feel good about myself is knowing that I'm prepared and that I have assets. So think about that this week. When when you're on social media, looking at all these buffoons impressing you with cocktails and steak dinners and what they're having for dinner. Who cares? Most of these people are putting on a credit card just to impress you. I mean, that's how idiotic we've become in this country. Don't be an idiot. Don't be one of the sheep. They get led to slaughter. You and I are going to take advantage when the time comes.